Okay, we're ready. We can start it.
Thank you, Mark. Okay, ready to go, Commissioner Sens.
All right, thank you very much, everybody. So at this time, I will call the meeting to order at 7:03 p.m. This is a regular meeting for the Baldwin Park Planning Commission, October 28th, 2020. Commissioner Garrido, do you mind leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Sure thing. Go ahead and please silence your microphones and place your right hand over your heart and repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Garrido. At this time, Madam Secretary, will you please call roll?
Thank you, Chair. Chair Christopher Sines.
Present.
Commissioner Edith, Vice Chair Edwin Borkus.
Here.
Commissioner Edith Flores. Commissioner Christopher Garrido.
Present.
Commissioner Marlon Garcia.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to make a motion to excuse Commissioner Edith Flores.
Second.
I'll second it.
Can you tell me who seconded that, please?
I think it was Commissioner Borges.
Okay. Thank you.
So at this time, Madam Secretary, will you please call roll for the motion?
Yes, sir. Chair Christopher Sines.
Yes.
Vice Chair Edwin Borkus.
Yes.
Commissioner Edith Flores is absent. Commissioner Christopher Garrido
Yes.
and Commissioner Marlon Garcia.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. The motion passes 4-0. Commissioner Edith Flores is excused from tonight's meeting. At this time, we're going to move on to public communications. Madam Secretary, have we received any public communications on any matter that is not on tonight's agenda?
We have not received any, sir.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So at this time, I'm going to move on to the consent calendar. I move to adopt the action minutes from September 23rd, 2020.
Second.
I'll second.
Was that Commissioner Garrido?
Yes.
Yes.
Great. So I made the motion, Commissioner Garrido second. At this
Thank
time,
you.
Madam Secretary, will you please call roll?
Thank you, Chair. Chair Christopher Sines.
Yes.
Vice Chair Edwin Borkus.
Yes.
Commissioner Christopher Garrido
Yes.
and Commissioner Marlon Garcia.
And I'm sorry, since I was not present at that meeting, I'm going to recuse myself.
Noted. Thank you very much, Commissioner Garcia. So at this time, the motion passes 3-0-1. The action minutes from September 23rd, 2020 have been adopted. At this time, we're going to move on to set matters in public hearing. First, we have a request for consideration of an auto body repair facility within the industrial commercial zone pursuant to table 153.050.020 in the city's municipal code, location 4258 Elton Street, applicant Sergio Bello, case number CP 8886. This item was continued from September 23rd, 2020. Mr. Ron Garcia.
Thank you, Chairman Sens. Let me just go to the next, if we can go to the next slide. Thank you. Thank you, Chairman Sens. As you indicated, this item was continued from the September 23rd Planning Commission meeting. And before you is a request to approve consideration for approval for an auto body facility within the industrial commercial zone. The subject site is zoned industrial commercial and is consistent with the commercial industrial general plan land use designation. Vehicular access to the site is provided via Ramona Boulevard. This slide here simply shows you the surrounding zoning uses, which is all industrial. For just a context with regards to location of the site, if you're familiar with the LA County Animal Control Office, is located on this street on Elton, which is at the end of Elton. So just to give you some context as to where this location is situated. If we can go to the next slide. Here's a street view. For context, the subject property has a lot area of approximately 10,568 square feet. The previous use of this site consisted of a woodworking shop. And again, the surrounding uses are all industrial commercial buildings and similar uses within that industrial zone. If you can go to the next slide, please. Pursuant to the municipal code, the use requires planning commission approval. The proposed use will be conducted within an existing 2,344 square foot building, which consists of a storage room, detail room, and reassembly area. A small 397 square foot building located along the front of the subject property will be dedicated to an office and customer waiting area. There will be 4 employees during the operation hours between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturday 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Based on communication with the applicant, and the number of employees include 2 auto body technicians, which will dismantle and install parts to damaged vehicles and repair framing and chassis as needed. No general auto repair or painting of vehicles will be conducted at the facility. The subject property, again, will consist of a maximum of 3 employees, where 4 employee parking spaces will be provided on site, which is sufficient for the proposed facility. The use is allowed again in the industrial commercial zone with the approval of the CUP. Conditions have been included in the resolution to address issues that could have an impact on surrounding businesses. These include restriction on hours of operation, prohibiting auto body repair outside of the subject property, and lastly, limiting the number of employees at any one time to comply with the parking that is being provided based on the number of employees for this facility. Before I conclude, we did on September, at the September 23rd Planning Commission meeting, we did receive one email from a concerned business, and the name is, I'm sorry, just bringing this up real quick, from Leland Toomey, essentially indicating that the auto repair and paint shop has been operating for almost a year and has no parking spaces for his employees. So we did receive an email back on September 12th for that September 23rd meeting, but due to its continuation to tonight's public hearing, and have not heard back from that concerned business. In response to the email that was submitted, we looked at the parking. We did look at the uses, the proposed use, and based on the number of employees, it would be providing the sufficient amount of parking on site, and then allow for customer parking, which is directly outside of the subject property. In conclusion, staff recommends that the Planning Commission adopt the findings of fact indicated in the resolution PC 2023 and approve conditional use permit 886. That concludes my presentation. The applicant is present, Sergio Bello, for any further questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ron. So at this time, does the Planning Commission have any questions of staff?
I do. This is Marlene. On the issue, Ron, of the parking,
Yes.
he has 3 employees, or is it with him? It's 3, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so based on the number of employees, so it would be him that runs the business and two technicians. So for a total of three I'm sorry, uh, including him,
Uh-huh.
there'll be a total of 4 employees. And so based on the number of parking spaces that we've worked with the applicant to provide 4 parking spaces on site for the employees. There's about 3 parking spaces outside, directly outside of the subject property that would be used for customer parking only.
Okay, okay. That was my next question. So is he providing customer parking as well and the employee parking to ensure he's accommodating for everybody? Because the
Yes.
parking becomes a huge issue with businesses like this.
Yes, and so we added in the conditions of approval, and I just want to bring up the resolution to help mitigate any potential problems. Was explained to the operator that no more than 4 employees can be on site at any one time in order to not impact parking. So they cannot, employee parking cannot exist outside of the subject property. Those
Mhm.
spaces that are directly outside of the business are for customer parking only.
Okay.
Hey, hi, Ron. I have a couple of questions. I'm kind of like combing through the I guess section 3 of the resolution and kind of looking at some
I'm
of
sorry.
some of the restrictions that we have in place. So, is there any way to enforce the customer parking only outside? Like, is there anything built into the resolution that prohibits the business from parking like in process cars in the customer parking? Like is are we able to enforce and ensure that that any vehicle under repair is on like I guess not on the like the street, but rather within the property in the spaces designated for the cars?
Absolutely. So that's a condition number 7. We can refine the condition at the discretion of the commission. Did include a condition under that indicates that item number 7 indicates that auto body repair outside of the subject property is strictly prohibited. So hypothetically, if code enforcement to go out there and to witness any auto repair within the outside of the facility, they would be cited. What we can do, again, this is up to the discretion of the planning commission. We could indicate also um, auto body and general auto repair.
Right. I
So
guess yeah, I guess you were on the right track. It's kind of just
yeah,
amending the wording because I mean that line kind of indicates that auto body repair can happen outside of the property, but like it could be interpreted that they could park a car there that's not necessarily in repair. So I guess ensuring that I guess like I don't know how to change the wording, but to ensure
yeah,
that
that it's
that not being repaired nor being stored outside of the public or of the subject property.
and those spaces are strictly for customer parking only.
Correct.
Yeah, we can, based on your recommendation, and with the commission's approval, we can go ahead and make that amendment to the resolution.
Great. Yeah, I'll make that motion when after the public communications. So I guess at this time, have we received Esther, have we received any communications from the public in regards to this matter?
None.
Great. So at this time, I'm going to open. I didn't open the public hearing, so at this time, I'm going to open the public hearing, and once again ask the question: have we received any public comments on this matter?
For technicality, Chairman Sands, we did. I just want to make reference again, the email that I did receive, which will be noted in the record for this proposed conditional use permit.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Ron. So at this time, seeing no further comments, I'm going to ask the commission if they have any questions of the applicant. Seeing no questions, I'm gonna go ahead and actually, before I close the public hearing, invite the applicant if he wanted to add anything.
Mark, if you'd like, you can unmute Mr. Bello.
Yes, sir. I want to do the exactly what the you do is say the my customer parking just outside, nothing inside, just for my employment and me. That's it.
Okay, well, thank you for that clarification. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, sir.
Commissioners, do you have any questions of the applicant before closing the public hearing?
No, sir. I think you clarified between you and Commissioner Garcia clarified the the issue with this, like the status of parking and all that. So I'm good with it.
Great, thank you very much, Commissioner Garrido. So at this time, I'm going to close the public hearing. At this time, I'm going to make a motion to adopt the findings of fact and resolution PC 20-23 as amended, entitled "A Resolution of the Planning Commission of the City of Baldwin Park adopting the findings of fact and approving a conditional use permit to allow for an auto body repair facility pursuant to table 153.050.020 in the city's municipal code, location 4258 Elton Street, applicant Sergio Bello, case number CP 886. That is my motion.
I will go ahead and second.
Thank you, Commissioner Garcia. Madam Secretary, will you please call roll?
Thank you. Chair Christopher Sines,
Yes.
Vice Chair Edwin Borcas,
Yes.
Commissioner Christopher Garrido,
Yes.
and Commissioner Marlon Garcia.
Yes.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much, everybody. At this time, the motion passes 4-0. The findings of fact of the resolution PC 20-23 as amended has been adopted. Congratulations, Mr. Bello.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. So at this time, we're going to move on to item number 3, a request for approval of a conditional use permit to allow for a dance fitness studio use within an existing 1,840 square foot building. The project is located in the MU2 mixed use 2 zone, location 4749 Main Avenue. Applicant Jonathan Reyes for Neon Fitness, case number CP 20-12. Mr. Ron Garcia.
Thank you, Chairman Sands. Associate Planner Melissa Chipris will be conducting the presentation.
Great, thank you. Go ahead, Melissa.
Thank you. Good evening, Honorable Chair and members of the Commission. Before you this evening is conditional use permit application CP 20-12. The applicant is requesting the approval to allow a dance fitness studio at 4749 Main Avenue. Next slide, please. The subject site is zoned mixed use 2 and is compatible with the general plan land use designation. The site is located at the intersection of Main Avenue and Olive Street and is approximately 7,250 square feet. Next slide, please. The subject unit was previously used as a retail store, but is currently vacant. The surrounding uses include a mix of uses such as Baldwin Park Pizza Company to the east, Vance's Liquor Store to the south, retail uses to the west, and to the north was previously the Olive Square Market, which is also now vacant. Next slide, please. The applicant is proposing to conduct all dance fitness activities inside the existing 1,850 square foot building. The required parking for a dance fitness studio is 1 parking space for every 150 square feet of dance studio area. In this instance, the proposed use requires a total of 9 parking spaces, and the applicant is proposing a total of 12 spaces. If you take a look at the site plan here, the subject site is only able to provide 5 parking stalls on the actual site. And in order to comply with the parking requirement, the applicant is proposing an additional 8 spaces at the adjacent liquor and market store. The property owner for 4749 Main Avenue is the same property owner for the adjacent liquor and market store. And staff has obtained written authorization that they are allowing the applicant of the dance studio to utilize the additional 8 parking stalls in order to comply with the required parking requirements. In an effort to mitigate any adverse impacts on the adjacent tenants in regards to parking, staff has also capped the applicant at 22 participants, 1 instructor, and 1 receptionist to allow a maximum of 24 people in the facility at any one time. Next slide, please. The proposed use includes an existing employee area of 374 square feet, and is equipped with a 1 bathroom and a 1,298 square foot dance fitness area. The applicant intends to operate 7 days a week and will offer a number of dance fitness classes that include Zumba dance and choreographed hip hop, Latin, pop, merengue, salsa, and aerobic activities. Next slide, please. To conclude, I would like to make an edit to the provided resolution in your agenda packets. Section 2, item E, does refer to a church use and should read as a dance fitness studio use. The resolution will be modified if approved before your signatures are acquired. So staff does recommend that the Planning Commission adopt Resolution PC 20-22, approving conditional use permit 20-12. Thank you. And the applicant is present for any questions as well.
Thank you very much, Melissa. So Ron and Melissa, I guess either of you can probably answer, but how do we keep track of like parking? Let's say like there's like a new application for like a redevelopment of Olive Square Market. How do we account for like a negative like a negative parking spaces, since 8 of those parking spaces have been allocated to this project?
So good question, Chairman Sands. So the Olive Market parking spaces that are located along Olive are not as part of this proposal. Initially, the applicant had provided a site plan that included those parking spaces to be utilized for this use. And in communication with the applicant, had shared that and confirmed that the Olive Market and this location, this building, and the building directly across from this building is under one ownership. And so we don't keep track of parking based on the ownership of the site. And so they have to be allocated per the use. So for example, if a use came in to occupy Olive Market, they would only be able to utilize the parking spaces that are available along Olive. And to go even further, that's the Olive Market is legal non-conforming. So the number of parking spaces that are provided for Olive Market don't meet the current parking requirements. And so again, because it is an existing building and an existing site. So with respect to this proposed use, there is a surplus number of parking spaces that the property owner has designated to be utilized for this business that are directly across. So it's a shared, it has a common driveway, has reciprocal access. And so in order for this use to comply with the parking requirements, the property owner has provided those additional spaces directly across. And so, in summary, the applicant has been, we have discussed this with the applicant that for the operations of the use, they have to convey to their clients that the parking spaces as indicated on the site plan are only to be used for those that are to occupy the dance fitness facility. So I hope, I know that was a long-winded answer, but I wanted to be as detailed as possible, but I can go into more detail if you'd like, in hopes that I was able to answer your question.
No, I got it. Thank you very much, Ron. Thanks for explaining that. So at this time, do commissioners have any questions of staff?
Ron, this is Commissioner Garrido. So it's just the spots then that they have allocated for that building, and then the additional spaces would be utilized where the liquor store is, correct?
Correct.
All the
That is
spots, because I
correct.
mean, the liquor store has tons of spots that run obviously along like the west side over there. They run alongside it. I know that there's quite a few spots, and that's okay. I was just kind of taking a look at it right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
If we can go back to that slide so that we just have a reference so we can look at it all together. Of the overall, there it is. Yeah. So those spaces, you got 1, 2, 3. You got 5 spaces that are on the site where the proposed dance fitness studio is going, and then you have those parking spaces that are directly across. So the ownership and the proposed tenant for the dance studio have worked out an agreement that those spaces are only to be utilized. So there's some operational logistics that are going to take place between the two to make sure that those spaces are only to be utilized for and shall be available for the dance fitness studio. I'm wondering if did we lose him?
Yeah,
Is Commissioner Garrido.
No, you answered my question. Sorry, Ron. Yeah, you answered my
okay.
question. By putting up the actual slide here, I was just comparing it, and I see how exactly how it looks, and where the spots would be allocated. So okay, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, and just I also want to just give you some more, a little more detail in conveying to the applicant and the property owner. As you know, you have several. You got Olive Market building, and then you have these two buildings here, the Liquor Mart, and then you have the proposed fitness studio, and then you have that on the westerly side. You have that strip commercial building with all those parking spaces. That's under a different property ownership, and so it's really important that when we looked at this, that those parking space, that parking doesn't get spilled over to the other shop, the shopping or the strip center that's directly to the west of it. And so it's been conveyed to the applicant and the owner that it is imperative that those utilizing the fitness studio only park in those designated spaces as approved with the owner of the site.
Sounds good to me. Any additional questions from commissioners before I open up the public hearing?
None.
Great. Seeing no further questions, I now open the public hearing. Madam Secretary, have we received any public comments in regards to this matter?
None received, sir.
Great, thank you very much. So at this time, I guess I can invite the applicant if he wanted to chime in or add anything.
Yes, this is Jonathan.
Hi, Jonathan, go ahead.
I just wanted to say thank you guys for your time. Just a little short, quick. I've been teaching in existing studios in Baldwin Park for about 8 years now. And I myself, just doing this, I've lost a total of 100 pounds. So me opening the studio has been a dream for me, you know, helping the Baldwin Park community, because I'm very well known here in Baldwin Park. So this would just help me, you know, just help other people achieve their goals healthily, you know, mentally, physically, and just basically that.
Great. Thank you. Thank you very much, and wishing you lots of success.
Thank you.
Actually, yeah. Well, actually, first, congratulations on your health, but also wishing you lots of success in your business endeavors.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So at this time, I'm going to go ahead and close the public hearing. And I guess, again, ask commissioners if you have any additional questions, either of the applicant or of staff.
None.
Great. Or any additional questions, Commissioner Garrido or Commissioner Borges?
You know, I think the parking issue won't be that big of a deal. There's also plenty of street parking right along the facility, you know, on either side. So I don't think the parking's going to be that. You know, if the fitness center stresses that they can also park in the surrounding street area, so that'll alleviate a lot of concerns with some of the other businesses. Thank you.
Cool. Well, first off, I just kind of want to say that I'm kind of excited to welcome this type of use. I think I've been pretty vocal about encouraging like active lifestyles, and I know that during our discussions of our downtown plan, I speaking to Kaiser, I kind of wanted to see more like, you know, like yoga studios, fitness studios and things. So this is definitely a step in the right direction. I am going to make a motion to adopt the findings of fact and resolution PC 20-22 as amended, entitled A Resolution of the Planning Commission of the City of Baldwin Park approving a conditional use permit to allow the operation of a dance fitness studio within an existing 1,800 square foot building. The project is located within the mixed use 2 zone pursuant to table 153.070.020 of the city's municipal code, location 4749 Main Avenue. Applicant Jonathan Reyes for Neon Fitness, case number CP 20-12. That is my motion.
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Borges. Madam Secretary, will you please call roll?
Thank you, Chair. Chair Christopher Sine,
Yes.
Vice Chair Edwin Borges,
Yes.
Commissioner Christopher Garrido,
Yes.
and Commissioner Marlon Garcia.
Yes.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much. Motion passes 4-0. Congratulations, Mr. Reyes.
Thank you.
Thank you guys very much. So at this time, I'm going to move on to reports of officers. Mr. Ron Garcia.
Thank you, Chairman and Commissioners. Yes, I have a couple items I just wanted to share with you. First and foremost, I just want to thank the commissioners for joining us on the 3-day Downtown Specific Plan TOD charrette. We got a lot done in those 3 days, and we got a lot of great feedback and comments during those 3 days, and really look forward to coming back and presenting to the Planning Commission and the City Council the proposed update to the Downtown Specific Plan. So we should be scheduled to come back to the Planning Commission and Council sometime before summer as we work through finalizing the plan. Second, I wanted to let you guys know that it looks, based on the calendar, we will not be having Planning Commission Planning Commission meeting in the month of November. We will be having our last Planning Commission meeting scheduled for December 9th. We have a pretty decent size project coming before you, which is a 6-story medical office building. So that'll be before you on December 9th. Otherwise, I think let me just go through the list of items real quick. So last planning commission meeting on December 9th, and no meetings during the month of November. But that concludes what I have for an update.
Thank you very much, Ron. So also, I kind of wanted to just like congratulate you on this like success of the downtown plan and the process. I think everything is going like exceptionally well, and I think the community is excited. I'm really excited. So we're I guess anxious to see what the final product and recommendations are. So congratulations on that. And then I guess to all. Thank you, and to all staff and commissioners. I guess since we won't see each other, happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see each other in early December. Commissioners, do you have anything to add before I adjourn tonight's meeting?
No, happy holidays to everybody.
Thank you.
Same to everyone. Oh, and last thing, if for those of you who didn't listen, Raising Cane's is having their grand opening. They're going to be officially open to the public Monday next week. So we're all really excited about having that restaurant open within the city.
Yeah, they sent invitations to Kaiser Permanente and provided us with links so that this weekend we can set up sort of an appointment to go in there, and they're going to provide us with free food, and that way they are able to train their employees. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I did get, that's the email. Yes, it was sent out to a select group. So I'm glad that you guys got those. That's great.
Yeah, we did.
And it's just a beautiful addition. The landscaping's clean and really appealing to the eye. So it's looking really good.
Yeah, it looks really nice. What type of food do they specialize in?
Chicken. It's chicken strips. I mean, that's all. I think I remember that. That's what they specialize in.
Yeah, Martin. I guess it's chicken fingers. It's really juicy and tender. They serve it with a little toasted garlic bread. There's coleslaw. I know because my family was like, "Hey, can you run and get some Raising Cane's?" So I had to go out to Azusa. So and that's kind of a it's like 20 miles or something to get over there. But so I'm really excited. When I went there for the first time to the Pico Rivera, I was like, "Wow, this is pretty tasty." So it's going to be good stuff.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I think we officially kicked off the like approval process like last June. So it's actually exciting to finally see this come the entire process from like the project initiation to actual completion. So I'm really excited to see that. I know that I had mentioned like at the meeting in June of 2019, I used to live off of Raising Cane's when I lived in Phoenix during my undergraduate. So I'm excited to see Raising Cane's not only come to the city of Baldwin Park, but also have a lot of success in the San Gabriel Valley, because we're seeing it in multiple locations in the San Gabriel Valley, and every single drive-through is full of cars. So I'm really excited for the company and for their decision to establish a restaurant here in the city of Baldwin Park. So really exciting. But with that said, excited for all the great projects coming to the city, and I will now make a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting at 7:43 p.m.
I'll second.
Thank you, Commissioner Garcia. Madam Secretary, will you please call roll?
Thank you. Commissioner Christopher Sines,
Yes.
Commissioner Edwin Borkus,
Yes.
Commissioner Christopher Garrido,
Yes.
and Commissioner Marlon Garcia.
Yes.
Thank
Great.
you.
Motion passes 4-0. Tonight's meeting is adjourned at 7:43 p.m. Viva Baldwin Park.
Viva
Viva
Baldwin
Baldwin
Park.
Park.
Baldwin Park. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night,
Thank you.
everybody.
Happy
Good night,
holidays.
everybody. Happy Thanksgiving.
Take care.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Bye.
Thanksgiving. See you guys. Bye bye.